If you've ever walked out of a conversation and spent the next hour replaying every single thing you said, you already know something about yourself that most people never examine. Not because you did something wrong, but because your mind doesn't let things go that easily. It processes, it circles back, it looks for meaning in the details. And that pattern, that tendency, isn't random. It's actually one of the clearest windows into who you are, because your personality isn't something you perform, it's something you do, quietly, without thinking, every single day. Most people think personality is about labels, introvert or extrovert, emotional or logical, sensitive or thick-skinned. But personality isn't a category, it's a collection of patterns, tiny repeating behaviors that show up so consistently you stop noticing them. They just feel like you. The way you respond when someone cancels plans last minute, whether you feel relieved or disappointed. The way you handle silence in a conversation. Do you rush to fill it, or does it feel comfortable? Do you apologize when you're not wrong, just to keep the peace? Or do you go quiet rather than explain yourself because explaining feels too vulnerable? These aren't random habits, they're data points, and when you start reading them honestly, they form a picture that's surprisingly coherent. Here's what most people miss. Your personality isn't really about what you prefer, it's about what you default to under pressure. When things get uncertain, when someone pushes back, when you're tired and unguarded, what do you reach for? Do you get analytical, looking for logic to hold on to? Do you get warm, focusing on the people around you? Do you get quiet and retreat inward? Do you get busy, filling the space with action? That automatic response, that's your personality speaking without filters. There's a behavior that reveals a lot about personality type, and almost nobody talks about it. The way someone handles being misunderstood. Some people immediately want to clarify. They'll send a follow-up message. They'll rephrase. They'll stay in the conversation until the other person gets it. The idea of someone having the wrong impression feels genuinely uncomfortable. Other people go silent, not out of indifference, but because explaining themselves feels like exposure. If they have to convince you, it already feels like a loss. Some people get frustrated, not at the other person, but at the situation, the inefficiency of it, the emotional weight it creates. And some people just let it go, not because they don't care, but because their sense of self doesn't live inside other people's perceptions. None of these responses are right or wrong, but they are revealing, because the way you handle misunderstanding tells you where your emotional weight is centered, in relationships, in logic, in autonomy, or in harmony. That center, that's where your personality type lives.
And here's where it gets interesting. Most people assume personality is about what you're drawn to, the things you love, the hobbies you have, the environments you seek out. But the deeper pattern isn't in what attracts you, it's in what costs you. What drains you that doesn't seem to drain others? Long conversations with new people? Having to make quick decisions without enough information? Conflict that never gets fully resolved? Environments where you can't be in control of your own time? The things that exhaust you aren't weaknesses, they're signals. They're your nervous system telling you that this particular demand runs against your natural wiring. Understanding your personality type isn't really about finding a label that fits. It's about understanding what your system was built for and what it has to work against to function. There's a layer beneath all of this that most personality frameworks skip over entirely. It's the difference between your adapted personality and your core personality. Your adapted personality is the one that formed in response to your environment, the version of you that learned to be agreeable because conflict felt dangerous, the version that learned to be self-sufficient because asking for help felt like a burden, the version that learned to stay quiet because speaking up didn't feel safe. That adaptation was intelligent, it was protective, it made complete sense given what you were navigating, but it's not always the same as who you actually are underneath it. And this is why some people feel genuinely confused when they try to identify their personality type. They take a test and the result feels half right, accurate in some areas, completely off in others. That dissonance is real because what you're measuring is a blend, the person you were shaped to become, layered over the person you naturally are. Noticing the difference between the two is one of the quietest, most significant things you can do for yourself. Pay attention to the moments when you feel effortlessly like yourself, not performing, not managing, not adjusting, just present and natural. What were you doing? Who were you with? What wasn't required of you in that moment? Those conditions, that's where your real personality breathes. Your personality type isn't something you figure out in a single afternoon. It reveals itself slowly through patterns, through pressure, through the small choices you make when no one is watching. But once you start seeing it clearly, the defaults, the drains, the difference between who you adapted to be and who you actually are, something shifts. Not because you change, but because you stop being confused by yourself. The patterns were always there. You were just too close to notice them. And that awareness alone changes how you move.